Hi everyone, welcome to the pre-recorded talk. I'm Go Si Wei, one of the lecturer from IMU Chinese Medicines, as well as the moderator for today's talk. So today we have Dr. Wong Foong, the Program Director of IMU Chinese Medicines, to share us more about the program. So Dr. Wong, could you tell us a little bit more about the program at IMU?
Thank you, Si Wei. So we have a Chinese medicine program at IMU, and the registered program name is called Bachelor of Science Honours in Chinese Medicine. This is the name that will appear on your certificate when you completed your studies. Every single year, we have two intakes, one in February and another one in September, to cater for different types of school leavers. Our program is a full-time course, and the total duration of the study ranges from 4.5 years to 5 years, depending on whether you go for local track or credit transfer track. For local track, you will complete your studies locally, and you will be conferred an IMU degree upon completing your studies. For credit transfer, you would study here at IMU for the first 3 years. After that, you would transfer to our partner schools and complete the remaining 2 years there. You would then obtain a degree conferred by the partner schools after successfully completing your studies.
Thank you, Dr. Wong. Speaking of credit transfer and the partner school, could you let us know more about the choices do we have for credit transfer?
Sure. We actually have partner schools in China and Australia. For Australia, our partner is RMIT. RMIT is famous for its acupuncture research, and it is also one of the WHO Collaboration Center for Traditional Medicine, specifically for Chinese medicine. In China, we have 3 partners, and each partners have their own unique strengths and specialties. The first one, Shanghai University of Traditional Chinese Medicine, also known as TCM. It is currently the best TCM university in China. It is also one of the WHO Collaboration Center for Chinese Medicine, focusing more on integrative medicine. It has also developed an ISO standards for Chinese medicine. For Shandong University of TCM, it is located in the birthplace of Confucius. So therefore, it's actually quite famous for classical studies in Chinese medicine. It is also very famous for its pediatric tuina, the medical massage in Chinese medicine. For Guangzhou University of TCM, it is well known for its tropical diseases studies.
Thank you for the interesting fact regarding our partner school, Dr. Wong. Could you tell us briefly how the program is structured?
Sure. In a nutshell, our program is designed according to phases. In total, we have 3 phases. So in phase 1, this is from semester 1 to semester 3. And during this phase, you would learn about normal human physiological condition from both Chinese medicine perspective, as well as from the Western medicine or conventional medicine perspectives. As you have not learned much about Chinese medicine before, so this stage, most of the contents are actually new, so it will require you to first understand and perhaps even requiring you to memorize quite a number of content before you move on. So that is why, according to the educationist tool, the Bloom's taxonomy, you are at the understanding, remembering stage only. And when we look at the Miller's pyramid skills level, you are just at the know level only. But later on, when you move into semester 4 or up until semester 6, you will enter into phase 2. And in phase 2, you would start learning about the abnormal pathological condition. During this phase, you would need to apply the knowledge that you have learned in phase 1 regarding normal physiological condition and use this knowledge to analyze what has gone wrong from both Chinese medicine and Western medicine or conventional medicine perspectives. In this phase, because you have started to learn about the physiological and pathological condition of the human body, there are more application type learning in a simulated environment. So this stage, according to the educational tools, the Bloom's taxonomy, it is higher. You need to apply, you need to analyze, and in terms of Miller's pyramid, you would have to know how and even show how you would actually tackle and address that issue in a simulated environment. When it moves to phase 3, that is the time you would enter into semester 7 and semester 8. During this time, it is about applying the knowledge that you've learned in phase 1 and phase 2 in real practices. You would learn about the various clinical specialties in Chinese medicine, for example, like gynecology, pediatrics, and so on. You would also have the opportunity to evaluate real patients. And of course, you would also have to create suitable treatment plan for patients under supervision. So that is why if we look at the educational tools, the Bloom's taxonomy, it is the highest one. You would have to evaluate the patient's condition. You have to create a suitable treatment plan for them. In terms of Miller's pyramid, you have to demonstrate the skills and even show us how to do it. So this is how, generally speaking, our program is structured.
Thank you for the explanations, Dr. Wong. What is the career pathway available for studying Chinese medicines?
The career pathway is actually pretty straightforward. So based on our planning, upon completing your undergraduate studies, you'll be able to apply for registration with the Traditional and Complementary Medicine Council. We call it TNCM Council. Once you obtain the registration, you can start practice in Malaysia. You can either work in private clinic, private hospitals, or even work in the TNCM unit at government hospitals. We currently actually have graduates working in Zhongxin hospitals and also found jobs in other private centers. You can also choose to continue your studies. So you can choose to go straight into pursuing a postgraduate studies, be it in master's or PhD studies, for example, joining our own Master of Science in Acupuncture. If you think that a postgraduate study, perhaps it's a bit too long or too early to decide right now, you can also go for just advanced courses. And when you go for such advanced courses, similar like the postgraduate studies, you would have gone into a specialized area. So you have to choose either to focus on acupuncture, moxibustion, tuina, bone manipulation, and so on and so forth, according to your own interest. Of course, other than this usual pathway, there are actually many other careers that you can choose to do upon graduation. Studying nowadays is actually more about acquiring transferable soft skills. We have graduates working for insurance company. We also have graduates working for medical equipment supplier, and some, even after completing postgraduate studies, return to alma mater and work as lecturer. For example, like our Ms. Goh, the moderator, she's currently our lecturer. So I would say that the sky is the limit actually when it comes to planning your career pathway.
Interesting. May I also hear from you the reason to study Chinese medicines at IMU?
Sure. Compared to other universities, our Chinese medicine program at IMU has a few selling points and strengths. So first of all, IMU is the most established private universities offering healthcare-related programs, and IMU Chinese medicine program is one of them. So our program is actually benchmarked against international, for example, like Australia and China. And that is the reason why you can successfully completing 3 years locally and then transfer there to our partner schools. So therefore, it is actually internationally benchmarked. We also have a very strong basic science and Western medicine component. So these basic science and Western medicine components, they are all delivered by subject matter experts from the relevant fields. So rest assured, you are in good hands. On top of that, you also have the opportunity to network with students from other programs. So IMU is healthcare related. You perhaps able to mingle and network with dentistry or dietitians. So all under the same roof. That is the second point. And then on top of that, you also have the opportunity to focus on your own studies. At IMU, we emphasize that you have to be able to become independent. So it's about student-centered. You would also have to prepare yourself as a lifelong learner. So that is why we emphasize on training you to become lifelong learning and also become work ready. The kind of tools that we use is problem-based learning and case-based learning. These are the tools that will be able to encourage you to search for your own answers individually, independently, as well as stimulate you to develop critical thinking. So therefore, would make you become work ready, would also ensure that when you graduate, you are able to have such skills equipped and therefore capable of staying up to date throughout your entire career. So I believe these are very important, and that is why these are the strengths for studying at IMU. We prepare you for the future.
Thank you, Dr. Wong, for sharing the reason to study Chinese medicine in IMU. Could you share the future career prospect for Chinese medicines as well?
Sure. This, I believe, it's one of the most frequently asked questions. So in Malaysia, we actually have quite a number of private practices already, especially if you're living in Klang Valley. However, if you look at other states, you would notice that in other states, there are perhaps just a handful of them only, especially in the northern states like Kelantan and Terengganu. So private practice-wise, look beyond Klang Valley and you would see actually there are still many opportunities available in private practices. In terms of public sector, as I mentioned just now, the government is actually aspired to integrate Chinese medicine into the public healthcare system. So right now, at least one public hospitals in each state, they would offer Chinese medicine services to patients, but the plan is actually to expand such services into primary care. So next time in the future, there will be more hospitals offering such Chinese medicine services, and that is why the opportunities is there. There is a potential to grow, and I believe that is the questions about career prospects.
Great. Thank you for sharing the career prospect for Chinese medicines, and it's good to know that the career prospect for Chinese medicines is great. May I know, is the degree recognized by the Malaysian government as well as overseas?
Yes, our Chinese medicine program is fully accredited by the Malaysian Qualification Agency, known as MQA. So upon completing studies, you can straight away apply for registration with T and CM Council, and then you'll be able to practice in Malaysia. For overseas, different countries may have different regulations when it comes to practicing Chinese medicine. There may still be other requirements that you need to fulfill, for example, like work experience or even language requirement. So that is why IMU degree is just part and parcel of the requirements. So in other words, academic certificate that is conferred by IMU, it will only bring you one step closer to the registration. It is only one of the requirements. There may be some other requirements that you have to find out and fulfill them before you can practice in overseas.
All right, thank you, Dr. Wong. May I know who are the teachers in Chinese medicines at IMU?
Yeah, I believe this is a very valid question because you would want to find out who are actually teaching you. So most of our lecturers are actually local. They are Malaysian, but each of them have their own specialties, ranging from gynecologist to acupuncturist. They all would have a minimum of master degrees in the relevant field. Some of them actually have PhD. So they are all qualified to teach you guys, the undergraduate students. Of course, on top of local Malaysians, we also have professors from China. So I would say our team is a mixture of local experts as well as experienced teachers from China. So rest assured that you are actually in good hands when it comes to learning Chinese medicine at IMU.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Wong, for the very clear and detailed explanations regarding the Chinese medicines program at IMU. That's all from us today. If you would like to look for more information, please go to www.imu.edu.my. Thank you.
Thank you very much.